Good morning, everyone. The fourth quarterly regular meeting for 2025 is 004-2025 Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission, where we are still celebrating 30 years of casino regulatory excellence, honoring our legacy, shaping the future, is hereby called to order. Today is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Good morning.
Okay.
Luther F. Renee, excused. Carolyn P. Herman Purcell.
Present.
Marvin L. Pickering.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, 2 present, 1 excused.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. The commission is comprised of 3 members. 2 members are present here today, thereby a quorum is established. Commissioner Luther F. Renee is on approved leave as of December 2025 until further notice, and thereby unable to join us today. We continue to wish him well and keep him thoughts and prayers. Madam Clerk, please read the rest of the agenda into the record, beginning with item 3.
Agenda item number 3.
Before, go ahead, please proceed.
Agenda item number 3, approval of minutes of September 23rd, 2025. Agenda item number 4, reports of officers. 4A, Secretary Treasurer report. 4B, Vice Chair's report. 4C, Chairman's report. Agenda item number 5, report of the Division of Gaming Enforcement, DGE. Agenda item number 6, new business. Item 6A, approval of VICCC licensure resolution number 005-2025. Agenda item 6B, approval of the VICCC licensure resolution number 006-2025. Agenda item number 6C, approval of FY 2026 operating budget. Agenda item number 7, any other business. And agenda item number 8, adjournment.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and as always, I'd like to remind all in attendance to put their cell phone in the light grid or turn them off. Would also like to acknowledge the presence of other staff members in attendance, Executive Director Linda Smith, Legal Counsel Kevin Vidal, LCO Ruben Patel. We welcome our industry partners, speakers from DV and Mr. Keeper and I'd also like to recognize the presence of our IT support specialist, Mr. Davila, who keeps the train running on time. Thank you, Mr. Davila. Okay, did I miss anyone? Most importantly, or equally important, stenographer, Miss Sandra Hall. Good morning again. Okay, Attorney Oliver David, who is usually of the DGE, who is usually with us for these meetings, is away and unable to join us today. The next order of business is, but before we get to the next order of business, I believe that is a motion.
Yes, if I may,
Yes.
I move that we amend the agenda to add, under new business, item number C, item number 6C, D, to add consideration of the revision to the numbering policy concerning the types of meetings held by the commission. I so move.
Please second the motion. The motion to add, to amend the agenda to add on the new business to 6D would be the approval of the commission's numbering policy has been moved by Commissioner Herman Purcell and seconded by the chair. Hearing no objections, the motion is hereby approved. Okay. Moving on to item 3 on the agenda, the approval of minutes of September 23rd, 2025. Madam Vice Chair, we've had an opportunity to review the transcript.
Mr. Chairman, I have, but before I make a motion concerning that transcript of September 23rd, 2025, I want to note, having reviewed that transcript, I want to note on page 1 that we identified that Jason Williams is the general manager of VICCC racing operations, and that Rashida Russell, it identifies her as Director of Compliance and Risk Management, and of that, and it should also continue of VICCC operations LLC. That's it noted on the cover page. Mr. Chair, this time, I move that the commission accept the verbatim transcript dated September 23rd of 2025 as official minutes of the quarterly meeting held on September 23rd of 2025. I so move.
Second, the motion to approve the minutes of September 23rd, 2025 meeting with the noted corrections was moved by Commissioner and the Vice Chair Herman Purcell, seconded by the Chair. Hearing no objection, the motion is hereby approved. I'd like to recognize the presence of Ms. Usha Holloway Christian. Good morning, Ms. Usha Holloway Christian.
Good morning.
Of DV Marina Bay Resorts. Good morning, how you doing?
Good morning, I'm doing well, thank you, so good to be here.
Yes. Happy holidays. We will now move on to item number 4 of the agenda. Reports of officers. Mentioned earlier, Commission, the Secretary Treasurer is not joining us today, so therefore we will proceed with the Vice Chair.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everyone has my report. It should be in your packet. Hopefully you have a signed copy of that report. If not, I will then affix my signatures to that report. That was an oversight on my part. But during, since the last quarterly meeting held on September 23rd of 2025, I fulfilled my duties and responsibilities in a variety of ways, and most notably, I participated in the following conferences. I attended the ethics training that was held in-house on October 28th of 2025, and the confidentiality training also in-house on November 18th of 2025. Both trainings facilitated by Mr. John Abramson. I also attended on November 20th of 2025, the anti-money laundering boot camp with the University of Nevada at Las Vegas International Center for Gaming Regulations. Meetings during this period, I continued with the commission and worked on our 30th anniversary plans. That was October 14th, October 21st, November 4th, and November 12th. We met on October 14 of 2025 with USVI hosts and the Carabel Internet Group concerning proposed amendments to the Internet Gaming and Internet Gambling Act. Also met with my fellow commissioners on October 16 of 2025 with the Carabel Casino and DB Carina Bay Casino concerning the jackpot payout security procedures. I participated in the interviews and final selection of a casino inspector 2 position, and we have successfully onboarded 2 new casino inspectors. 1. I continue to work with my colleagues and counsel on the Internet Gaming and Internet Gambling Act, the proposed amendments. We met on October 24th, November 10th, and December 4th. I participated in the staff performance evaluations and interviews. That was significant time spent on that as we evaluated the staff performances and heard from the staff their concerns. October 27th, November 12th, November 13th, November 19th, November 21st, and November 24th, 2025. One of the pleasures during this reporting period was on November 7th of 2025, when I had the pleasure to meet and greet Judge Susan Maven, who served as a keynote speaker at our 30th anniversary gala events. We had general staff meetings October 29th, November 5th, November 10th, and November 26th. And our executive meetings when we made major decisions of the commission. That's when the executive meetings 2025, 2026, which was held on October 14th of 2025. And executive meeting number 7 of 2025 held on December 8th of 2025. And of course, just 4th quarter meeting held today on December 17th. Concerning my particular interest in responsible gaming and problem gambling, due to the efforts of Attorney Vidal, I attended a meeting of the Massachusetts Council on Gaming and Health Institute for Consumer Health concerning a research proposal that they have presented to the commission to conduct a survey on the gambling attitudes and behaviors of the Virgin Islands populace. And that meeting was held on December 8th, 2025. And definitely, Mr. Chair, the highlight of this reporting period, September 23rd to December 17th of 2025, was our 30th anniversary gala events, where I attended and had a spectacular time. And I thank you so much for hosting a fantastic party. And that was on November 8th of 2025. And it was a great way to celebrate, like you say, and honor our legacy and put us on the path for our future. And that, Mr. Chairman, completes my reports.
Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chair. Now on to the Chair's report, which I will not repeat some of the things that you said, but they make comments on them nonetheless. October 6th to the 9th, 2025, we attended a G2E conference in Las Vegas. I was accompanied by Commissioner Renee and Senior Casino Inspector Musai Henry and Casino Inspector Monica Louis Jr., who, by the way, is no longer commissioned. October 14th, as mentioned before, we convened executive meeting on the 2025 EN 006. We conducted interviews for casino inspector 1 position. We awarded 2 CILC Arte and CI Knight, who wanted to remain with the gaming industry and came over from gaming. Sorry, Mr.
Trying to really steal them.
Yeah,
Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
so far he seems to be working out. And welcome them to the VICCC team. We held a commissioners meeting at the Park Community offsite to review the performance evaluations. As mentioned before, with the ethics training. Of course, as Commissioner just mentioned, we had the grand third anniversary gala event at the Penny Beach Club, and I thank you, gentlemen, for and your wise guests for being there. We certainly appreciate it. You being able to join us for that historic events, and we had a great time. Hope you all did. Okay. We were thrilled to be joined by our current and formerly elected officials, former senators of the 21st legislature, who supported the CRCA. As mentioned, the presence of licensees and other industry partners. Our keynote speaker, Judge Susan Maven, former member of the New Jersey Casino Control Commission, very helpful in getting VICC moving in its formative years. And again, it was a really successful and memorable event. Special thank you to Commissioner Renee, who chaired the 30th anniversary committee, and to all the committee members, particularly our staff, that put a lot of work into this effort. They rose to the challenge. Did a great show. For that, thank them. Thank our event planner, this event bank, for a professional and wonderful job that she did in helping us to do that. We had a confidentiality training. December 4th, we met with GI to discuss the proposed amendments to the Internet Gaming and Internet Gambling Act to provide the Commission's feedback as we move forward towards submitting the proposal to policymakers. Of course, we had the executive meeting on December 8th. Executive meeting in 2025, the MG07. Travel to Puerto Rico from December 9th through the 13th to attend the National Council of Legislatures from Gambling States, better known as Nickel G's. We went to meeting in San Juan, Puerto Rico. That was a wonderful seminar, getting to interact with legislators and state representatives, state senators and state representatives from states that have gambling, and I really recommend that we consider continuing to go to that as well. And we need to encourage our legislators to attend as well. And it was truly an informative conference. While there, I had the opportunity to meet with Ms. Marlene Arna, as mentioned earlier, from Massachusetts Council on Gaming and Health, to discuss that research project that they have submitted to us, thanks to the efforts of Attorney Vidal. She sent me a follow-up email yesterday, and I'm hoping that we can meet again to further discuss and come to a decision on that. As we turn to the financial matters and related activities, we begin with the commission. For the period October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025, the commission issued a total of 273 licenses. And I thank LCO, Total, and archive specialist, Mr. Wiley, who have also provided this information to me for these this report. We issued 76 casino employee licenses, casino key employees 50, statement of compliance for casino employees 89, statement of compliance for casino key employees 34, statement of compliance for gaming related entities. 8, statement of compliance for non-gaming related entities. 7, non-gaming related entity licenses. 5, and gaming related licenses. 4. We also, for the same period, issued 296 work permits, 116 exemptions from licensure, and 55 waivers from registration and license. Sure. Some people say we don't have any work to do. Anyway, financial report of the VICCC. I have not reviewed our September financials as yet. They were just recently submitted. The September report is normally late because we have at the end of the month, we have to try to capture everything that we need to capture before we submit to our accountant for preparation. So it's usually late. I did receive them, but I have not reviewed them as yet. So we're going to discuss the period from October 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025. Our revenues were $1,989,842 versus $2,310,839 for the same period. Fiscal year 2024, a difference of $320,997 less. This is due primarily to a higher amount of license fees and other stipulated agreements collected in the prior fiscal year versus the current fiscal year. Expenses thus far for the fiscal year being reported amount to $1,737,927 for a net surplus of $251,915. For the same period, fiscal year 2024, expenditures amounted to $1,671,246 with a net surplus of $639,593, a difference of $387,678. The Commission's overall fiscal year 2025 budget projects revenues and expenditures in the amount of $2,220,300 for a balanced budget. As we always note, the major portions of the Commission's revenues and expenditures come from the GVI's contribution for payroll and related fringe costs of the Commission, to include the Commissioners and staff, which for the past 11 months ended up August 31st, 2025, amounted to $1,270,591, or 64% of revenues and 73% of expenditures. It relates to the other accounts that the Commission is responsible for, the DGE Revolving Fund and the VI Alliance on Responsible Gaming. For the period for DGE, the period October 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025, the revolving fund account had revenues of $44,884 and expenses of $40,604 for a net surplus of $4,280. So we know the DGE revolving fund, they receive 20% of funds going into the casino revolving fund. 80% remain is retained by the Commission. For the same period, the VI Alliance for Responsible Gaming Fund had revenues of $21,552 and expenses amounting to $24,801 for a net loss of $3,249. The greatest portion of those expenses, $14,116, were to provide training for DOH gambling addiction counselors and travel for a member of the DOH team to accompany the Commission to the NAGRA annual conference in June of 2025. We did receive, I believe, an update on that training from Department of Health and how it's going, and some progress is being made. So, yes, some progress. Okay, so we look forward to when we can bring that team on board to offer the counseling to the patrons here in the Virgin Islands. I want to say important, but in the Virgin Islands. Casino gross revenues for the period October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025 amounted to $19,696,022 versus $18,527,093 for the same period last year. That's an increase of $1,168,929, or roughly 6%. Thank you, casino licensees and your dedicated patrons. Gross gaming revenue is taxed at the rate of 4%, which is paid into the casino revenue fund. The commission receives 25%. That was recently adjusted downwards to 23% at the request of the commission. As our contribution to provide additional resources to DGE. So that contribution now is reduced to 23%. Hopefully with the additional resources to DGE, you can get caught up, you can hire the personnel needed to speed up the processing of the investigation for license applications, et cetera. Hopefully that will work out. And we're betting that it does. And we are grateful to the legislature for supporting our request to reallocate for the reallocation that will provide the DGE with additional 10% of the casino revenue fund, which they never had. Okay. The remaining 75%, now 77%, would be allocated to support the other GBI agencies, including the DGE. Employment stats. For the quarter ended September 30, 2025, both casinos reported a combined gross total payroll of $2,782,575 with a total headcount of 296 employees. These amounts include both the casinos and the affiliated hotels. For the fiscal year to date, payroll amounted to $10,738,469, an average headcount of 302 employees. Total withholding taxes paid for the fiscal year amount to $608,779, which is a direct contribution to the general fund of the Virgin Islands Treasury. Other spending on goods and services, the licensees reported for the quarter ended September 30, 2025, $4,883,742 versus $5,566,663 for the same period prior fiscal year. That was a decrease of $682,921, or 12%. For the fiscal year to date, spending for other goods and services amounts to $21,171,770 versus $21,994,356, an overall decrease of $822,586, or slightly less than 4%. Examples of other goods and services include food, liquor, advertising, insurance, legal and professional services, etc. We want to certainly thank and commend our licensees for their contributions to this gaming industry, and we look forward to continued growth for the future. And therein ends the chair's report. Moving on to item number 5 of the agenda, report of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. As mentioned earlier, Director David is not here today to present his report, but he did submit a report. It's going to be read into the record by the clerk, Executive Director, Ms. Lynn.
Mr. Chair, the United States Virgin Islands Department of Justice, Office of the Attorney General, Division of Gaming Enforcement. 2, Gordon L. Rea, Attorney General, Linda Smith, Executive Director, VICCC, Jennifer Springett, Executive Assistant to the Attorney General, from R. Oliver David Esquire, Assistant Attorney General, Director of Gaming Enforcement, regarding DGE's performance report for August 13th through November 26, 2025. Date, November 28, 2025. The following are some of DGE's accomplishments for the period August 13th through November 26, 2025. Item 1, due diligence investigation. The DGE completed due diligence investigation for the following categories of applicants. A, CHKE. During that period, DGE has conducted partial due diligence investigation of 2 CSE/GR applicants and their 3 qualifiers, and is in the process of conducting due diligence investigation of an additional 2 CSE/GR applicants and their combined 6 qualifiers. Item number 2, closed investigations. The DGE closed out its investigation of 6 applicants, i.e. applicants who were terminated or resigned prior to the DGE completing its investigation. 3, opening of new files. The DGE processed 32 new license applications received for investigation to include CE, CHKE, CHE, CKE, and CSE/GR. 4, complaints. DGE received 2 patron complaints from the VICCC and has filed 2 complaints with the VICCC, one against a casino licensee and one of its employees, and the other against a licensed applicant. The DGE is continuing to work on 5 patron complaints and is preparing for hearings regarding 3 complaints filed with the VICCC. 5, request for technical assistance/jackpot verification. The DGE staff responded to approximately 10 requests for technical assistance from both the DV Carina Bay and the Caravel casinos. DGE staff assisted the gaming technicians at the casinos in addressing technical problems with AGMs to have these machines returned to the gaming floor. Additionally, the DGE was called to verify 1 jackpot. Item number 6, training and conferences. During the reference period, both of DGE staff attended training regarding EGMs and with BMM, one of the premier gaming machine testing laboratory in Las Vegas, and one of the staff stayed on to attend the G2E annual gaming conference. Additionally, one staff member attended a gaming technology conference, GAT, in Puerto Rico. In the month of October, I was able to attend the International Association of Gaming Regulators Conference. Number 7, funding for additional employees for the DGE. On November 10th, 2025, Governor Bryan signed Bill number 36-0119 into law, which included, inter alia, a provision reallocating the casino revenue fund, providing for 10% of the monies placed in the fund to go to the Department of Justice / DGE, specifically for the hiring of an additional staff for the DGE. It has been more than 15 years that I have been lobbying for the DGE to receive a portion of the monies that go into that fund, and I am extremely happy that finally that objective has been achieved. I must once again extend a very special thank you to Chairman Pickering for his unwavering support in ensuring that goal was realized. The end. That's the end, Mr. Chairman.
Madam Clerk, let the record show that under item number 1, due diligence, investigation, the item A, CH2E was not. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Turning to new business. We have 4 items now. The approval of VICCC licensure resolution number 005-2025. Approval of VICCC licensure resolution number 006-2025. Approval of the fiscal year VICCC's fiscal year 2026 operating budget. And approval of the VICCC numbering policy. Vice Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I will make a motion for each of these items one at a time. Okay. I first move that the Commission ratify and approve licensure resolution number 005-2025, which is a resolution of the Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission to approve statements of compliance and casino employee and casino servicing entity licenses pursuant to Virgin Islands Code, Title 32, Section 433, 436, 441, and 446. Action taken at the executive meeting on October 14th of 2025, held at the Casino Control Commission's office on St. Croix, Virgin Islands. I so move.
Second, the motion to approve the licensure resolution number 005-2025 was moved by Commissioner Herman Purcell, seconded by the chair. Hearing no objection, the motion is hereby approved.
Chairman,
Ma'am.
I move that the Commission approve and ratify licensure resolution number 006-2025, dated December 8th of 2025, which is concerns administrative actions on statements of compliance and casino employee and casino servicing entity license, which are pursuant to Virgin Islands Code, Title 32, Sections 433, 436, 441, and 446, which actions was taken at the executive meeting on December 8th of 2025, held at the Casino Control Commission's offices on St. Croix, Virgin Islands. I so move.
Second, The motion to approve licensure resolution number 006-2025 was moved by Commissioner Herman Purcell and seconded by the chair. Hearing no objections, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the commission approve and ratify the fiscal year 2026 operating budget for the commission, which budget was approved by the commission at the executive meeting held on October 14th, 2025. And that budget is balanced budget to the tune of $2,533,300. I so move.
And I may add to the motion that the revenues that we did say that it was balanced. So revenues and expenses equal.
Equal,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
That's,
Second.
but I understand. I understood that, yes, balance.
Okay. Second, the motion to approve the fiscal year 2026 operating budget of the Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission was moved by Commissioner Herman Purcell, seconded by the chair. Hearing no objections, the motion is hereby approved. Next slide.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Sure.
Mr. Chair, I move that the commission approve the proposed amendment to the numbering policy under section 2.0 that would expand the definition of to expand the definition of meetings of the commission to be 3 types. We will have now executive meetings, regular meetings and hearing, and special meetings and hearing, and to designate each. Executive meetings will be designated calendar year, EM, beginning at 001 sequentially. Regular meetings and hearings will be designated calendar year, QMH, beginning at 001 and continuing sequentially. And special meeting and hearings will be designated as calendar year, SMH, beginning at 001 and continuing sequentially. I so move.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. The motion to approve the amendments to the Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission's numbering system policy was moved by Commissioner Herman Purcell, seconded by the chair. Hearing no objections, the motion is hereby approved. I would take this opportunity to take a 3-minute recess. Come back in 2 minutes. On the record, under any other business, we had a presentation to make to Ms. Barnes, as she was not here, or she wasn't able to join us at the 30th anniversary celebration. So, the end of the meeting, Commissioner Herman Purcell will present to you that gift from Ms. Barnes, and we certainly wish her well. This is the last quarterly meeting of the year. But this time, I would like to wish everyone here in attendance and your families best wishes for the holiday season, as we look forward to a joyous, prosperous, safe, and healthy 2026. I especially wish our staff, who has done tremendous work, will fulfill many challenges throughout the year and came through for us with each and every one. Thank you so much. Heartfelt thank you to each and every one. Thank you very much to our licensees, our industry partners, your management and staff for working with us throughout the year. I need you to indulge me for a couple of minutes. This may very well be my final meeting of the commission. I was confirmed by the legislature of the Virgin Islands on December 14, 2020 to a 5-year term, which technically ended this past Sunday, December 14, 2025. Earlier this year, I informed the Honorable Albert Bryan Jr., Governor of the Virgin Islands, that I was not interested in serving a second term. The time has come for me to move on to my third retirement. I would be very hard pressed to have a fourth one, believe me. Many of you know that I retired from Cruise and Rum Company after 30 years of service, where I served as the Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. In 2015, I was appointed by Governor Kenneth Mapp to serve as Director of the Virgin Islands Bureau of Internal Revenue, position I held throughout Governor Mapp's term in office. Following his loss in the subsequent election, and when Governor Bryan did not retain me as Director, I retired once again. In early June of 2020, Governor Bryan reached out to me to ask me to consider serving as a member of the Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission in the capacity of Chair and CEO. After much thought and discussion with my family, I informed the Governor in mid-July 2020 of my interest. Following an extensive background investigation by the Office of the Attorney General, my appointment was announced on October 7th of that year. After that announcement, I received the Rules Committee nominees questionnaire for another background check. I started to question if I really wanted this job, but I later learned that it was similar to the multi-jurisdiction legislative disclosure form that you, casino licensing qualifiers, must go through. My investigation, the submission of material to the Attorney General's office was this thick. They asked, they wanted to know when my grandparents on both sides met, because they wanted so much information. But nonetheless, I went through that process. How quickly time flies. I am not entirely out the doors yet, because pursuant to 32 VI Code Section 406G, each member of the commission shall serve for the duration of his term and until his successor is duly appointed and qualified, provided, however, that if a successor is not appointed and qualified within 120 days after the expiration of the term, a vacancy shall be deemed to exist. As such, it may serve for up to the next 117 days or until my successor is appointed, whichever comes first. So just in case I am not chairing our next meeting in March 2026, I want to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to each and every one of you for being a part of my life over the past 5 years. I thank Governor Bryan and the legislature for the honor and privilege to serve the people of the Virgin Islands in this capacity. The gaming industry was very new to me. And as I undertook the challenge of leading this agency, I promised myself that I would learn everything necessary to be successful in this role. There were many challenges to overcome, particularly the reputational damage caused by my predecessor. Issues, to some extent, we continue to address today. However, I firmly believe that my colleagues and our dedicated staff have made significant progress in restoring the public's trust. Throughout my tenure, I have worked with 4 commissioners. I onboarded 2 of them, wonderful people to work with, and we had. I have also onboarded 2 executive directors, 2 legal counsels, 2 LCOs. We hired casino inspectors and hired first-time casino inspectors. During the same time, unfortunately, we've had to let people go whose values and expectations did not align with those of the commission. Working together, we achieved many important accomplishments, including instituting stringent financial reforms and guidelines to improve reporting and transparency, resulting in unqualified financial audits for fiscal years 2021 and 2022, with 2023 expected to be no different based on my review of the 2023 draft report. We developed and implemented policies to guide the many aspects of the Commission's work, instituted mandatory code of ethics training, expanded job-related training and educational opportunities for our staff, and we mended the previously fractured relationship between the Commission and the Division of Criminal Enforcement, to name just a few. Not to forget the huge milestone of celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Commission. And believe me, there are many more that we can list. Equally important, I gained tremendous knowledge from our industry partners, you, criminal licensees, the leadership and staff of the Division of Gaming Enforcement, and the many relationships developed by attending conferences sponsored by organizations within the gaming industry. I was especially honored that someone new to the industry, those relationships led to my being asked to serve as a panelist on 3 occasions at national conferences. I will always cherish and hold close to my heart the many meaningful moments spent with the VICCC family. It was not always smooth sailing, but I hope that in time will be recognized that I respected each and every one of you, even when we did not always agree. The decisions I made and the positions I took were guided by what I genuinely believe to be in the best interests of the Commission. I must also say to my colleagues sitting here with me today, Madam Vice Chair, Excel, to Commissioner Renee, who was mentioned earlier, is currently on approved leave, and I must ask that you keep Commissioner Renee and his family in our thoughts and prayers. That it is truly the honor of my life to serve alongside individuals of the highest caliber, integrity, and professionalism. I truly value your knowledge and experience brought to the Commission and the wise counsel that I needed at times. I would appreciate and always hold you close to me. With that, I will conclude this message. I may or may not have to deliver it again in March. So as they say, strike while the iron is hot. Thank you very much. So, if there is no further business for today's meeting and hearing, I want to thank all of you for appearing here today. Again, I extend my thanks and appreciation to the commission staff and our stenographer, Ms. Sandra Hall, for our guests joining us today. I want to remind our employees of our upcoming Employee Family Appreciation Day on Friday, December 19th at the Vincent Mason Coral Resort with people from Christiansted, call it the pool. Okay, so come and let us have a fun and enjoyable time. Co-workers and family. The next quarterly meeting of the commission is scheduled for March 11th, 2026. Commissioner Member Purcell, do you have any closing remarks before we adjourn the meeting?
Mr. Chair, thank you. I just want to say happy holidays, all the best for 2026 to everyone.
Check. Okay. The quarterly regular meeting, hearing number 004-2025 of the Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission, Wednesday, December 17, 2025, is hereby adjourned.